you can see where I am. I'm outside up at the field. It's been an interesting looking day, but I saved the best for last, I feel. So let's go ahead and turn the camera around and see what we see. I already want to say hi to Sam. I know Sam is already listening, and I sent him pictures just a few minutes ago, and he was stressing the importance of here, I believe, Uri specifically, but all these asteroids, you know, and he was sending me some pictures of his drawings and showing me what we're seeing. I wish I could share them on the screen for you all to see, but if you know, you know. All right, so I don't want to overlook Isatum and its moon to the right. I almost passed over it. It's always there. That's its home to the right side of our suns. And who is that? Is that Tiff? It is my neighbor. Hey, Tiff. This is our sunset this evening. Tiff lives like maybe 4 or 5 miles from me, not far. That away. She lives over there towards that too. So, who else is here? Ollie. Hey, how are you? Good to see you again. Good, good. Hey, Chris. Nice to see you too. Awesome. Okay. So, yeah. It's been one of them days where I was busy with stuff inside. Anyway, I didn't want to get up here too early and then have to come back. And anyway, but I want to tell you how warm it was. It still is warm. But there's Isatum. I'm getting sidetracked. You see it, I believe. And then I believe Saru right there. Just clipping right on top of the sun. 2 suns. That's why it's pinching like that and spreading outward. We might see an hourglass shape shortly. Let's see. Oh, I got a message from Sam. Hang on a minute. Let's look at it and see. He wants to talk about our new side. New side. Okay. I think I understand. There was a lot to say. Well, just tell me what you want to say, Sam. I'll relay it. How's that? Yep. Okay. Hey, Sharon. You made it. How are you? I tried to let everybody know because people will be like, I didn't know. And, you know, I don't want to, like, make people feel like they have to watch. But I don't want people to feel left out either. Here's Nepicity. You see that? I mean, you do see that. I know you see it. That's the, like, signature band of the planet Nepicity, okay? And let's see. Yesterday was so great. I mean, I do see these fingers, you know, those little vertical marks, and they can be tiny like that. That's pretty little. And they can be huge. Like the whole sky is striped. But nonetheless, that's what that's about, and it's right where it belongs. Oh boy. Now look at this. That's perfect. Actually, you know, the V shape that we see all the time. That's right. I agree, Sam. He says, we speak facts that we have gathered from around the world, worldwide study groups. Exactly. This is true. I mean, I can't begin to think of how many people overall the past 15, 16 almost years that have been involved in putting all of this together. You know, thousands, easy, right? Here's, well, okay, this down here is Nibiru. Okay, it's back behind Atu and its moon, okay? So Atu for sure here, for sure. And Nibiru for sure here. Now lately, Atu's moon has been right here, but I have a feeling as congested looking as it is here, and it was here last night too. We saw it really, I was on TikTok, and we saw a big giant curve of Atu's moon. So I feel like, and you know, I'll be on the lookout for sure. I'll let you know when I see it exact. But yeah, yesterday, oh boy, it was a really great live on TikTok. I was like thinking about all I saw, but we saw the cubes perfectly. I'll just say that. I mean, perfectly. It was great. I need to try to go download those clips and at least get some screenshots to show everybody. And then we're back to Yuri. Okay, Yuri is here. Let's see if I see the actual slant. It's usually like right in there. I'll be on the lookout for when we see its definite edge, and you know we will. Hey, Jason, Indica Land is here. Hello, here's my sky. What do you think? Right? I know, Nibiru is back. I can't believe it. I can't. I mean, there's only been like a handful of times where I've actually seen it really good on my own. I see it in people's pictures all the time. But if you're patient, it's definitely a numbers game. That's why I come up here and stand here, you know, because I'm like, it's a numbers game. It's a chance. I could see this and that. I get that red sunset that everybody else is getting. Yeah, you know, that's what my goal is, to see it, the sky turn red, I guess. Hey, thanks, Jason. Thanks. Yeah, it looks, you know, I almost got up here and thought about just taking some pictures and going back home. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. Why would I do that? But it wasn't this filled in either at that time. Look at that. That's that drawing that Sam has of the V shape Atu's moon. I wish I could pop it up there. You know I would. And then asteroids down here. I see you sent me a picture, Sam, but it won't show me. I can't see your pictures this way when I'm on here, I guess. Hey, wow, he says we cannot back down. You guys, it's important. You know it's important. Especially for Sam, who's been working on this for decades, risking his life by speaking up, you know, hiding out for 30 years and, you know, the whole story. It's super important. And he's not the only one, you know, reminding me of that. I actually have other people saying it's really important we get this out there. You know, I agree. People deserve at least a heads up. I mean, they're not going to just come out, you know, and tell everybody on the tea box. You know, wouldn't you be blown away if they ever did? I would just be stunned. Right. Talk about tripping. Okay, there it is. Again, I sat him. And then the moon would be like right here. That's what that's about. So from here to here, that's I sat him. And then from here to here is Saru. Like you can see I sat him awesome right now. Haha. And Saru. Yes. Yes. Okay. And then we haven't talked much about the asteroids. Let's see. Asteroids. Obviously. You know. Streaking and dragging. What'd you say, Sam? I saw it pop up for a second and then it went. Huh. Hey, Brendan. Brendan's here. Ireland guy. Hello. Good to see you, Brendan. More asteroids. Okay, so yeah, I still feel Atu's moon is here. Is that its curve? Oh, I bet you. It's so bright, it's hard to see. Right here. Yeah, Atu's moon. Is that a cube? Try not to, anyway, I don't know, I do see a square shape. I actually see more than one here and there. I don't know. That's unusual. And look at these little curly ones. Let's zoom in. We could do that. Spiral? I mean, there's not just one spiral asteroid, is there, Sam? I mean, isn't that a type of asteroid? And there's several spiral asteroids. had crazy flares here too. Oh, I see we are. Okay. All right, back over here, more asteroids, and then definitely curve for Atu, I would say. Yeah, because Nibiru is back lower, so for sure. That's pretty cool, isn't it? I mean, used to, wouldn't you have thought that, and this is too, wouldn't you have thought that these are just random, meaningless clouds, lines in the sky, or sea trails? I mean, you would have thought it's one or the other. Who's here? Hey, Jesus is here. Hello, Jesus. Look at this. It's pretty cool. It's not over the top, but it's still on point. Everything is where it's supposed to be and standing out rightly so. Even that, like that, of Isatum. And we do, I am starting to see some vertical effecting. That's not a word. Okay, but vertical effects of the yellow moon. And it does that. It can go up and down. It can go slanted or sideways. These drag marks. That's my scientific explanation. There is a plane spraying. Just so you all know, that's one I've seen. That's the only one I've seen since I've been up here. And it was like that yesterday. Like, honestly, the sky looked really more filled in than this. Kind of crazy. And I seriously saw two. Like, period. Two. Usually they're out heavy, just to, I don't know, whatever. Just because when the sky looks extra crazy, there's more spraying, you see. Not yesterday. I feel like they feel mission is mostly accomplished. You know what I mean? I'm speculating. Just thinking to myself. But you know what I mean. Like, they don't have to try to convince people as hard as they used to. 72 degrees. It's warm. I know. I have to keep thinking about how it's only January 6th. Normally, that's the hottest time of the year for us. I'm sorry, coldest. That's usually when we get like our 0 and negative digit temperatures. Very, very, very cold. 50 Celsius. Okay. I'm trying to think what that would be. Like 80, I think. 80 something my Fahrenheit. Yeah. What is it for you, Jesus? What's the temp in Utah? Yeah, look at this. I love it. Nepicity is my favorite planet. There it is. I mean, that's pretty cool looking, you have to admit. Yeah. I wonder how many people would say that was a sea trail. Like that is a giant sea trail. It's a giant airplane. Wow, that's pretty ideal. I could make a nice comparison with that because where it's darker up here, yellow moon, and then here's like these little bowls on, and here's another bowl of Isatum, and then the like stackable bowls. You know what I'm saying, Saru. You can see their edges perfectly. Is that the lead object? I think so. Maybe. I also know that's really the vicinity of the green asteroid lately. Like that. I'll be on the lookout. 1:30. Oh. 45 in Utah. Okay. What about you, Chris? Is he still here? Wait, 122 degrees? That can't be right. I'm not reading that right. It's 122 Fahrenheit for Jason in Tasmania. Is that what you're saying? Okay, for Chris, it's 64. Okay, in Vegas. All right. 122 degrees? That's like deathly hot. That's like Death Valley hot. Is that what you're... I'm concerned. That's scary hot, actually. Are you okay? Here, look at that. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Bad winds. Okay, wow. But I'm just worried about how hot it is. 122? I don't... The hottest I've ever experienced here in Oklahoma is like 117-ish, somewhere in there. $55. Okay, I'll have to look that up and see what Fahrenheit is, because I can't remember the range. I know, that's what I'm saying, Chris. 122? Wasn't it just snowing like 2 weeks ago, Jason? Yeah, and that's just it. Here, you know how it's warm this week. I actually don't remember what day. Oh, tomorrow. It's supposed to get rainy, and then the temperature is going to drop, and 2 more of the 50s, you know, lows in the 30s. They're making a big deal out of it, though. Like, all the weathermen are just talking about this cold front coming in. It's not that cold. Are they just trying to, like, make people think it's really cold when it's not, so they won't think about it being so warm? You know what I'm saying? It's like they're just making a really big deal out of it. Then you look at the temps, and I'm like, well, it's 50 and 60 every day. That's not bad. Interesting, all that there. You can see Saru really good at the moment. Actually, let's see. Let's zoom in. I feel like the lowest one, but anyway, that's why the sunlight is pinching, is because there's something clipping in front of it right there, you see, which makes it then appear bigger, spread out, pinched. Sometimes we get an hourglass shape going. And you know what, yesterday there was a noticeable bulge right here, Sam, just so you know, like a noticeable yellow bulge at the 1 o'clock position. Maybe that was our sun peeking out from behind. Sharon, it snowed in Hawaii. Did it really? Has that ever happened? That doesn't normally happen. I don't even see why I even bring it up, with most think it's normal. I know, they don't care. They don't notice. It's true. Like, you can tell it's when you say something about it, and like they'll glance up at the sky and go like, oh, really? You know, when you say, wow, the clouds look crazy, you know, they'll be like, oh, really? They hadn't noticed. So they don't notice if the sky looks crazy. I wonder what the percentage of population... Okay, it has to be really big when you think about it, versus people that are at least paying attention. I'm not saying in the know like us, you know, but I'm just thinking, because there are a lot of people out there looking at the sky, knows something is different, sky machine, whatever, you know what I mean? They're talking about it, at least, that something's up. I doubt it's even 1%. Of the, you know, point something. Yeah, that just means we're extra special. Something along those lines. Like, how would we be so fortunate to, you know, actually know something like this? Yet here we all are. all of us found him in one way or another, you know. Interesting. All right. Wow. This is interesting too. Okay, there's yellow moon. All right. I keep pointing it out. Every time I see it, I just want you to see it too. You see it. Yellow moon. I didn't want to say it again, but I'll say I sat him again. And I think that is the lead object. It does look really round. You know, I'm undecided yet. Because look how, does it look green here to you? I see a glow of green. I'm going back to the green asteroid. Is that it? Yeah. There it is. Yeah. The lead object. Yeah, look at that. Wow. It's definitely cutting into the sunlight. And so Yuri would be on this side, you know, cutting in that side. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Every day Rebecca has been on I Sat Him, has been total showstopper. I know, right now, he said. I know, Chris, really. Really. It has been pretty great, hasn't it? What is that? I mean, why is... Oh, I see. Yeah, that's still great for the lead object clipping in. Yeah, yesterday I got a great... I mean, well, hopefully I can go back and get some video on it. It's on YouTube or TikTok. The long box cube was extra great. I'll just say that. Extra. And it, oh boy, now that I think about it, it's Sam's most recent drawing of I Sat Him with the long box cube. It was just like that. It was coming out like sideways, like here. Just like that drawing from Sam. Just so you all know. I know you can't see it, but I'm telling you. It would be a perfect match. Gonna get nasty where Sharon is. I can't, let's see. I think that's what I read. Yeah, I mean, they're saying we could get some storms, you know, the cold front's coming in and it, you know. So they're already talking about, it's only January and we're already going into storms, tornado, you know, this and that. That's too early. That usually doesn't start till what, April? Just a little cluster of big rocks. You know, asteroids. I remember when it kind of like sunk in slowly that I could see the asteroids, you know, in my pictures. I didn't know that for a long time. I know I was seeing little dark dots and spots, but you know, your brain tells you, no, that's not, you know, you can't see an asteroid with your eyes. That's silly, right? No, it actually happens. You can see them. Wow, that's kind of cool looking, don't you think? I mean, definitely the darker, let's see, where's my finger? Here it is. Going like here, you know, change of color. It's, planet back behind all the other planets, the biggest, well, not the biggest, it's second biggest, I believe. Nibiru is the biggest, and then Saru second biggest, and according to Sam, both are inhabited. Just FYI. So aliens, look at that. What is that? It does look very like a square, but that'd be unusual if that was a cube, that little. Sharon, our planet has tipped again. Sunrise in the southeast, sunset southwest, and the southern hemisphere. Okay, so, right. Well, yeah, this is southwest right now. I haven't seen it setting in the west in a while. I've been facing this direction every sunset. Yesterday, you know how I give awards to the best planet, like who puts on the best show? It was Saru yesterday, only because, I mean, there was a lot going on, but it had the most perfect curve across the sky, like the whole sky, and there was just this delicate, perfect curve that would be impossible any other way, you know. Anyway, it won. Saru. But that, you know, it was close call, to be honest. There was a lot going on. I'm kind of patiently waiting for Yuri to do something a little bit more, you know. I've not seen Yuri just come out front and center in a little bit. What is that dark area? Is that a cube? That's where it, oh, I get, yeah, I think so. You know. Yes. I think so. A cubed craft. You know why? Because at the location, it's 11 o'clock position of the sun, and it's usually a tilt, like its point is here. It's not flat usually. It's usually on a pointed. Okay. Yeah, and oh, for sure. Yeah. That's cool. I mean, it's obviously something there because of how dark it is, too. That is kind of like a red flag indicator. Oh, neat. That right there. Look. Yellow moon. Yes. All of that. Neat. I wonder if it's going to, like, do more. I don't know. Honestly, it's done a whole lot more than it was when I first got up here. Like I said, I almost turned around and went home. I was thinking about Mittens. I wanted to sneak out just so she didn't have to see me leave, you know, without her or something. But she wouldn't let me. I mean, she was just right on my heels. Just every room I went to, she was there. I got the cutest video of her. Probably the cutest one ever. So you'll have to wait till Saturday to see it. But, you know, it's like she was just wound up and playing all by herself. It was so cute. You'll see. You'll see. Her eyes were real big, and yeah, she was happy. She's feeling like, seriously, I feel like she's feeling the best she's ever felt. Ever. She's almost 2 years old. And yeah, so that's awesome. Yeah, congrats to Saru. I know, right? Give it the gold medal. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. The sun is directly over my head. Sharon says it's 10 a.m., not midday. Okay. See, that's something else to be noted. Yeah, this is a cool picture. I'm surprised we're not, I mean, I'm not surprised, but I wish we could see the long box cube right now too. I'm like, could that be it? I mean, it's long and rectangular. What if? I think it could be. Yes, y'all. I was gonna say, usually when you see one, you see them both. So, there we have it. You know the drawing. Long box cube. cube in front of I Saturn, which that's, I mean, it's I Saturn, but of course, most of what we see is its moon in front, but still, that's a good edge for a planet right there. And that one too. Both of those are nice. Yep. Let's see, I don't really see the lead object like I was. Well, we do see it because look at the 1 o'clock position. It's pinched, but it's also got a curve, denting inward at 1 o'clock. And then same goes at 11. It's like something is on that side too. Asteroids, like 11 o'clock, something here. I mean, there's all these indentions and cutouts on the sunlight. I don't know who's calling me, but I can't talk. I can't talk. Okay, what's happening over here? Yeah, that's definitely all I am too. It's like, there it is. And then, like I said, Nibiru is the bottom curve. I can't wait for like Atudis to move out of the way, one evening and it just be straight Nibiru. It could happen. It could. Just a Nibiru night. First place winner, Nibiru. Like that. That'd be great. This is asteroids too, just so you know, like the big three this is northeast at sunset, basically directly across. So whatever time of day it is, most of the time, Nopicity is directly across from the suns. Yeah. I always see its band, like I always see the band across the sky of Nopicity. Sometimes it's huge and sometimes it's just a little, barely anything. But once it's, gonna be there, you'll see it. Once you understand it's always there. I gotta check this out again. Okay, yeah, there's just a lot cutting into the sunlight, planet and asteroids. And then I believe that's long box cube. I'm just thrown off a little because normally it's a little higher, but no, yeah, that's gotta be. Look, oh yes, look at that. Because I didn't know this for a long time, but the cubes and the long box cube creates its own little stripes. And that's very stripy. I mean, we can almost see the doors and windows, I think. I don't know. I kind of see some, details that definitely not a cloud, 5:05. Okay, 5:05 p.m. That's what I'm talking about. That's the time. I like to just kind of keep track, so I can keep track, day after day. I know, well, at 5:30 it usually does this, and of course it's gonna change every day, get a little later. In 60 days, trying to remember now. I start to tell you something. I'm like, what did they say? A local meteorologist said the sun will set I guess 7 p.m. in 60 days. I don't remember, 7 or 8. 8 seems a little late. Maybe it is 8. I think it is. Help me, everybody. I don't know. But regardless, you know how it gets when it's spring and summer, and I'm up here till like seriously 8:30, 9 o'clock, till it gets dark. 9 o'clock usually. I can't just leave until I see it complete. You know how that is. Unless I just get, shooed off by battery malfunction or something. Bear with me. Speaking of battery, I'm going to plug my battery in so I don't forget it. Okay. Very good. Yeah, look how yellow that is. I was talking about that last night on the live to people on TikTok, because it wasn't like that yesterday. It was like a pale, really pale colors, like gray, pale yellow, kind of pastel colors. But we had a really good live. Honestly, it had a lot of views. Picked up 50 new followers. That's a lot of people. They were interested in what they were hearing. 50 people, in an hour and a half. That's pretty good. And Sharon was there. She was helping. I made her a moderator because it's hard to keep track of everybody, and talk. So thank you again, Sharon. She was like, no problem. And I know it's under control. So, but it's also really great to have her in the chat, especially on TikTok where people don't have quite as much knowledge over on that side. But she was, schooling them the whole time. So it worked out nicely. I don't think we had too many trolls. I even had one. There's a channel that I follow, and he has a big following. He has like 800,000 followers, right? And he commented, he's a flat earther. And he was like, there's no such thing as planets. I kind of about gasped when I saw his screen name come up, because I'm like, he's got a huge channel, really. So, but you know what? He didn't say much after I gave him my explanation on things. I kind of, explained it all out. Basically, I just said, don't let that belief keep you from looking into this, because ultimately, whatever it is, you know how I am, but whatever it is, flat, round, whatever, it matches the drawings from Sam. Ultimately, whatever he is drawing, we're seeing them exactly like there's, he didn't say anything in return, so he may have just scrolled on by. But anyway, that's how I feel about that, because there are a lot of people that just dismiss it because it's not flat earth related, or it goes against flat earth. So, but anyway, that's, how it is. I always make sure to tell people, it does follow the heliocentric model. And we do have so many time-lapse videos showing these planetary objects rotating as they move by. They go across the sky and they're, literally rotating exactly as the heliocentric model shows us. So, there's that, something to look at. This is turning into a little bit more, even for Nibiru, just a little bit. Only because it's light here, you see and it's curved. Darkness starts, dark blue planet, light blue, our sky. I never have identified where Atu's moon was for sure. Now I'm wondering, is that it? Is that the curve of Atu's moon is here? I've not really seen it Atu's moon. It can be, okay, this is important. Because Atu's moon has, I think, the most leeway of all the objects. Because it can move around. These things move around within their own little range. But Atu's moon can be here. Anywhere from here to here. I think that's it. Anyway, it has, you know, the ability to be in any of those, in that vicinity. And then I sat him, it doesn't move around that much. It just stays kind of close to the sun, to the right. The yellow moon, which that's what this is here. We can see a round shape in there. It's like this is the cradle for it, all that. The yellow moon, usually it's in that spot, but I have seen it as far to the right as over my shoulder. You know, I keep spinning around and around, but you know what I mean? Northeast, basically. I have seen it that far over to the right occasionally. And when it was happening, I'm like, what is happening? I'm like, what am I seeing? Because it just doesn't make any sense. Yeah. It doesn't happen very often, thank goodness. I guess, because I get confused. Huh. See what I mean? It's becoming more right here. Like that wasn't like that a few minutes ago. It's becoming a little bit heavier. Like all I can think of is and picture is, you know, a big planet just dragging across the atmosphere, leaving all those streaks behind it. And asteroids, of course. The little streaks. We know they're not planes. We know. I mean, there's been one plane since I've been up here. That's what I mean. I feel like they've given up. Like they just feel like the mission is already accomplished. You know, people see streaks, it's immediate sea trail belief. Oh, that's cool. Look at that. Let's zoom in. Well, of course, it's an asteroid, but I guess Sam is still out there. I haven't heard from him lately, message-wise, but I'm curious if you see that, Sam. You should tell us what it is. Like, asteroid, but which one? And then look how it has that with, I don't know. That's pretty neat. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Go back the other way. I'm like thinking, which asteroid is that? That's another asteroid. All of that. Look at that. I can't say that that is something I see all the time, but you know, I didn't come up here earlier just because it was so early in the day, and like I said, it was warm. But today, it's been like this today. Instead of like a blanket of white clouds like we see often, it's been mostly blue sky and asteroids. These just streaky, swirly effects like we're seeing right now. Whereas last night, it was just, the sky was like white for a long time until it cleared off. The blanket effect, which we call a whiteout from Uri primarily, if I remember correctly, is what that's about. That's pretty interesting, all of this. And that's different looking. That's where we were talking about that being the long box cube. And then some. I mean, look at that. It's definitely that craft. But see what I mean? Like there's like, I don't know. You all can see it too. I just see a lot of straight lines and sharp corners, a lot of them, and that doesn't make a lot of sense. Hi Sam. He says, yeah. What? He says he's watching. Okay, good. What was this? Help me. Us. That. What do you think that is? I don't know. I mean, is it... It seems too small to be the tan asteroid. No way. Lead object? What? Wait. Okay. Wow. How come it's so far to the left? That's like the... Over by... Oh. It's over by Attu? I mean, it can be, but I thought right now it's in this area. Because... Darn it. He sent me... I can't see the photos that he's sending me, unfortunately. Well, that is perplexing because, I don't know, 10 minutes ago we zoomed in at the 1 o'clock position of the sun and there was a perfect round... I was certain that that was the lead object, to be honest. We'll have to go back and look at it Saturday and we'll, you know, investigate. It was definitely a big round asteroid, 1 o'clock position, cutting into the sunlight. Yeah, he said he might be wrong, but let's go back. Let's go back. I mean, it does look like the lead object. It really does with all those stripes. He just got here. Okay. Yeah, you're full. That's fine. It's a mystery. But that's what asteroids do or look like. They're round, dark areas with lines going through them. I don't know. It's one of them. That's probably what he would say. Oh, gosh. I mean, I don't expect him to know every single asteroid. Right. There's many. Very cool. Very, ooh, neat. You can definitely see edge right here. That gotta be Attu, just based on, yeah. See it? Keeps going. So it is like that V shape, honestly. We can see that side of it, and then we can see this side of it. V shapes are moons in front of planets. It always happens with Attu and its moon, and Saturn and its moon can do it too. He says, I'm so lost. Oh, I see, trying to share this with the world for X number of years. I know. I can't imagine. I mean, I don't know. But plus the 30 years NDA, plus the extra, it's decades now. Like, it's impacted his entire life. I wonder what his life would have been like if he either hadn't wrote that paper or if they never, pursued a non-disclosure agreement and just let it slide. I don't know. I wonder what would be different for Sam, right? Because, the way it went is it was kind of traumatic and scary and nerve-wracking and stressful. I'm just like getting started. It's like a ton of things, really. But then it's great and awesome and cool. It's like at the same time. How would one person in the whole world, I've not heard of anybody else knowing this information, making drawings like Sam draws, remote viewing. There's just, he's the one and only, that's why I say that. He is. It's true. There is nobody else that is out here sharing this information. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what Sam is feeling, from all that. Like, how does that gotta feel, to be the person that has the lowdown? He says, the Pleiadian told me only I would do this. Sure enough. Right. And don't forget, everybody, the Pleiadian also told him that Sam, is in their history books, because they're from the future. Pleiadians from the future. And I don't think trying to remember, I don't think they were pursuing Sam because of him being in their history books. Is that right? Like, I don't know, that I can't remember the beginnings of what were they doing there in the first place. Why did they approach Sam and his friends? Because he had friends with him when that happened. When a Pleiadian just walks up. We need to turn that into a movie. I mean, Sam's life. It could be a movie for sure. I want to say it wasn't the reason that the Pleiadian was there, but he looked Sam up and discovered he was in their history books, if I remember correctly. I mean, that's when they were enamored. Like, oh, well, we got a bigwig right here, Yeah, we need to do a show, he said. Yep, anytime. I know, we can do it anytime, Sam. I don't care. More shows? Okay. Extra show? I think that'd be perfect. I was actually thinking about like an end of the month recap, I don't have much more than that, other than a possible just monthly show. We had, I don't want to not include everybody, but we had a few people ask for me and Sam to do another show like we did. Was it Christmas Eve? Yeah, Christmas Eve. We started off the show just me and Sam, and then later added others. Anyway, just putting that out there. Like a monthly recap, something or another. I don't know. As if I don't have enough to work on already, So, sure. But, yeah. Interesting. It's very peach looking over there. A tell-all show. Okay, Sam, the backstory, right. No matter what, right, okay. Yep, we're on the same page as usual. I think that would be perfect. Even if it's just, once in a while, to kind of just put things out, lay your cards on the table. A more maybe serious show. Less chitter chatter and more seriousness. I could see that being good to have in our, lineup. So, okay, yeah, I definitely think we should do that. Now that I think about it, yes. So then we'll have that one link, we can send the new people and be like, here's specifically Sam, not a bunch of people chiming in, but just Sam saying, this happened, etc. For the record. We'll call it that. Samuel Hoffman, for the record. Ta-da! I like it. Show it all, right? That's what he said. We need to show it all. Well, we got it. That's actually ideal still for Isatum, and it's looking a little pink. Remember, Isatum is red. It's a red planet. with a yellow moon. So when you see peach and orange and stuff in that direction, you know, we're say facing south, or sorry, west, northwest. Right, Sam, teach the newbies, he says, right? Well, after my live yesterday on TikTok, we had 50 more hopped on board. There was a great amount of interest on that, you know, just right, good timing. Huh. Did I lose connection? Because it just popped on and said I'm live. It just popped on. It just said you're live. I'm like, I thought I already was. Hey, there's a plane. Okay. Does that make two? I think so. 2 planes. Wow. This is really nice. Look at this. It's filling in. Neat. Wow. I bet you it's going to get really cool looking, you guys. I have a feeling. Oh, yeah. Look, it's doing it over here, too. Oh, neat. There's something. I keep looking at this area. It's just extra. He says, we need to remind people we have done this for 15 years. Exactly. That's a long time staring at the sky. It's true, though. You know, that's our credibility. Definitely change of color. Look how blue that is, and look how light blue that is down here. Our sky. Here. Planet, sky. Okay. I gotta get back here. Okay, so this is northeast. I mean, this is typically right where Nipicity is. I feel like here is the curve for Nipicity, which is usually like that. Okay, and it does overlap Nibiru and Attu, but yeah, I believe everything that we're seeing right here is definitely Nipicity. How pretty. You can see there's like asteroids, dark chunks. Is Jerry here? Hi, Jerry. Tell people. Okay. Yeah. I know. Sam wanted me to just touch on the fact about how one of his traits is how he fries electronics. I can't imagine, to be honest. I mean, you can't have a pocket watch. You can't hold a calculator. You name it. Of course, no cell phones, cameras, just any small appliance. Now, I don't know about, what about bigger, like microwave? I don't really know. But I'm sure he's probably zapped a few of those too. But what is it about Sam that makes him do that? Again, we need a movie. Samuel Hoffman sequel. Okay, Sam. Yep. See, that's where I get speechless. I'm like, what does that mean? He brought up the importance of his bloodline. I mean, I know what it means, but what does it mean? You know? What does that mean? I don't know what bloodline it is. other than it's important and it makes him the way he is and who he is, obviously. So, I'm curious. The bloodline, right. I'm sure he's told me. I'm just like, I don't want to like say it wrong because I just don't want to say it. I have an idea, but I don't want to be misleading if I'm wrong. But nonetheless, that's pretty cool. And then I'm thinking, well, who's my bloodline? I wonder, you know? I'm like, all of us, actually, if we got led to this point, don't you think? I kind of do. It's not just, you know, one or two. I think it's many, actually. You can see at their base, you know, for Nibiru, right there. Yes, Sam, and exactly. I feel like your bloodline also ties to IQ, you know, and your remote viewing abilities. It's like, I don't know anybody else that has that many things, you know, unusual about them, unique, eccentric. There's nobody else. He's the one and only. All of the above. I'm just saying, it's true. I've just gotten to know him for several years now, and highly unique person. Highly. Like you all already know. I know y'all are like, yes, I got it. It's true. You've seen it in action. That's the best part about us having our show every Saturday, is because at least it creates a record, you know, because this information should be preserved even better than that, you know, but at least it's there. Every Saturday, 3 o'clock Central, YouTube, Nibiru Followers Anonymous, Citizen Science Podcast featuring Samuel Hoffman, the one and only. There's nobody else that has this information, and he goes live every Saturday to get it out there, to inform everybody, warn everybody while there's still time. Right now, things are just, you know, easy peasy. It's a beautiful evening, you know, but it won't always be that way. Unfortunately, you know. Like, I'm already concerned. I mean, we already know, he's been telling us for years it's going to get hotter and hotter, and it has been, it is. And I'm like, if it's, you know, 72 in January, oh my gosh, what do we got in store for August? I don't want to be 122 like Jason. I don't want that. I'm reading what you sent, Sam. I'm trying to see what. Right. You. Okay. I kind of understand, but I don't. Sorry. It's a little choppy. What's he saying? You all know how he's cryptic. Sam is a very cryptic person. Yeah. So, but I believe he just wants to get the message across, you know, the importance of all of this. And for some reason, beyond his ability of knowing why, you know, it's his duty in life to share this information for people to know. Like, it's a big deal. Like, he's been tied to this binary system since forever. You know, I mean, he tells me when he was a little kid, he could, like, see asteroids in his dreams. He could see them in his mind pretty, blatantly. Right, Sam? I know. He's going to get wound up. I can tell. No, I'm kidding. It's so important to him. It really is. I'm just thinking, how it deserves to be out there, like out there. But then again, if it's out there, I mean, that's concerning. It's a little scary, to be too well known for something that goes against everything. Not everything, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if this came out, it would easily unravel so much. I sat there and thought about it for so many years, how this touches into so many big things, just convincing people, that all those big things were actually lies, and how it's really this, not that, and Wow, that is amazing. Look at that. This is, yeah, Atu. Because look how purple it gets. Atu is a purple planet. I love it. And then look, typical aqua blue, green color. The Napicity. Now that Napicity and Nibiru are side by side, I'm like, yeah, you hear it. Like, which is it? That's like first ever for me that Napicity and Nibiru were side by side. Think about that for a minute, because that's never happened. This is gorgeous. It's almost clear, but yet you can still see them. That's why the sky is so red and pink right now. I didn't really talk about all that, but astral trails and such. Sam, oh, that's nice of you. He says he loves my live shows. Oh, good. I appreciate that. I love going live. I mean, I love it more than doing most anything else I work on. Mainly because I want to come out here and see it, firsthand and look at it. But then I can't just look at it, take pictures, because I'm like, I got to show somebody all this. Who's it going to be today? Right. I just so happened to catch Sam on Messenger right before I was, getting ready to hop on. So good timing there. Oh, I see. Yeah, he says he loves my live shows because they prove what we've been saying for years and years. Especially him. Especially Sam. Like, I come along, I basically started to make videos in 2020, I joined his group in 2017, so I had a few years in his group, and I had started my group in 2017, and it had nothing to do because of Sam. I just had a group, I just wanted a place to post sky pics, and I thought it would mostly just be me posting. I never thought about it growing like it has. I never thought that when I made that group, I would learn like I have, or get connected with Sam in any way. Like, that was so. You see how organic it all actually has been happening, how everything is just falling into place perfectly. Because here I am, I'm like, okay, I start to figure it out. I just so happen to have a group and a platform to share it to, so that's what I did. And I'm just saying, because that 6 years later, and we have a show and hundreds and hundreds of videos, into the thousands now. Bear with me. I saw a message pop up from Taylor. That's not cool. He says Mittens got outside. Ugh. That's how she's quick. She's really funny about that. I mean, like that. She can just zip out. She'll be okay. She's like ready to come back in like 5 minutes, so. All right, look at that. I don't think we're gonna get that red sunset this evening, but still, it's a beautiful evening. It's beautiful because it's so warm. It was actually much colder yesterday. I was up here and my fingers were really cold. So it's drastically warmer today. I'm picturing, what the drone photographers are going to get this evening. I follow about 3 or 4 from Tulsa, and yeah, I love their pictures. They're out every sunrise and every sunset, basically, so I get to see it local. You can still see the sun is kind of flat looking, kind of oblong. Yeah, I know, just as I said that, Sam messaged me and said Saru on top, and I'm like, I was getting ready to say, because yeah, it's Saru right above it. That's why it's flat. Spread out. Let's say spread out, because it's been cutting into the top of it ever since we've been up here. That's why it was pinching. And you can definitely see, look, let's see, here's edge of Saru. It's definitely curved across the sky. I guess I would say it's probably closer tonight, because yesterday it was a little further away because the curve was more, at a curve, like it was further away. You could see the curve even better. Man, it's closer. But they do that. And you can start to see the impressions of things. Uh-oh, yeah, you're right, Sam. Very similar. I know, you, me, Jesus, about how we all got our hands recorded on different videos. I'm like, yeah, that's true. Is it still aqua? Yes. It is. And we can still see details, I mean, it's so faint, but yet, don't you think people driving by, I mean, to them it just looks like a nothing sky, like there's nothing, I'm just like wondering, like, what are they thinking? Why is this lady filming? Especially the people that see me, like maybe in these houses behind me. I'm up here all the time, It's got to be interesting what they're thinking. If anything, maybe nothing. That's really pretty, guys. I mean, very pastel. Yeah, I definitely got to go back at the 1 o'clock position. Sunlight. I don't know how far it was. I'm thinking Sam wasn't at the computer at that time. But yeah, I gotta show that to you, Sam. That's what I'm gonna try to say. I can't spit it out, but I want you to see it, because it was definitely scooping into the sunlight. You know what I mean? And there was another scoop at the 9 o'clock position, and there's definitely asteroids. I don't know which one, but they were round and striped. Look at that. You still see like sky doesn't look like that. Look at that. I changed color. Magic. Turn it green. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what month it feels like. Maybe like May. Really, like a May evening. Oh yeah, Sam. He wanted me to remind everybody about the new cycle. The 180-day cycle is fast approaching. So it starts every March and it goes through at least every September, but sometimes it does drag out longer. And what it means is during that 180 days or 6 months, the planets, everything, asteroids, you name it, all of it, pass even closer. It's been well documented since they arrived that during that time of the year, every year, photographically, we can tell everything's closer. And that's just it. It gets to where you can't even see the curves. You know, how I point the curves out, no, it's just a wall of planet. You can't see the curves half the time because they're that close. It's just nothing but the whole sky, no edges. Anyway, that's coming up. And what happens though, I mean, when it changes, our view and such, but it also affects the weather in every way, and the earthquakes and the fires from electrical discharge because they're passing closer and they're discharging off of each other. So that's igniting, fires. Anyway, it ramps up every March because of that. And it lasts until September. But I know a couple of years ago, we were still talking about it being effective in December. So I just didn't want to end. And does that mean it starts all over in March? I guess so. So you didn't get much of a break that year. It was just close planets for a long time, all the time. So I'll be curious to see what they look like as they get more distant. Like I said, I found Sam's group in 2017. I don't have a big memory on what things look like that far back as far as their sizes go, but I'm sure actually now that I think about it, yes, things like Ice Atom and its moon were way smaller, especially Ice Atom's moon. It was like the size of the lead object now. You see what I mean? It was like that small, and you see it's ginormous now. So it does, yeah. Oh, right now he says we are now seeing asteroids pass above us. Right here, my video? I bet. Oh, great. I bet that's what that is. Yes. You do see a lot of little streaks, like extremely faint. Why is it turned green in my hands? Okay, well, it's very green, honestly, throughout the sky. I'm thinking about how Sam says, Nepicity is kind of above us. That makes sense that it starts getting really green. And Saru is blue-green. And look how blue-green it is in that direction as far as all across the sky above the sun. Saru. Still, I believe that's what we were looking at earlier for the long box cube. What do you think, Sam? Earlier it was even, wait till you see it. You could actually see the doors and windows on it, I swear. It was so detailed, but there has been a very rectangular shape consistently here for, an hour. Maybe. Maybe. I feel like it is. You sent me a picture, Sam. I can't see it. Unfortunately. It just tells me you send me photos. Sorry. I know he's trying to show me something. I already know. I'm like, what is it? It's going me crazy. Whatever he's sending me, I'll show you all on Saturday, okay? I'll save him. Yeah, we'll have another show here before we know it. Like, really, tomorrow's Wednesday. I really got to crack down. Get busy. Asteroids and cubes. Are you talking about over here in front of ISATM? Is that what you're talking about, the location? There's definitely a curve way up high. See that? That's something. Is that Atu's moon? I never discovered it this evening. I can't just come out and say it was definitely right there. But that could be it. What do you think, Sam? Is that Atu's moon? And then Atu, yeah, I think it is. Atu there. And then Nibiru here. Oh my goodness. They're like the stacking bowls. See them? There they are. That's just like the drawing. The drawing, one of the drawings. There's many, but Sam has one from 2 or 3 months ago where it was basically directly behind the sun, across from the sun. And it was this. It was Atu's moon, Atu Nibiru with Nepicity cutting into it from the right, or on the left. Nepicity's right. Come on, focus. You can do it. I don't see the little ion trails this evening from the lights. You know how sometimes we get that. We are in a blockade from ET, people. Wake up. That's from Sam. Since 2009, ET here for sure. I mean, I believe they've been here. That's crazy. I don't think about it a whole lot. I'm sure it's different for Sam having to have had face-to-face contact with alien races, and you can't just so much not think about it. It's probably always there. You know, that day you saw Gray, or a reptilian, or a Pleiadian. He says, my feed just stalled. Did it? Am I stalling? I'm back. It's done that a couple times now. It's like acted like, I guess maybe it is getting stalled, and it says you're back, you're alive. Yeah, but Sam was saying he sees them, these alien races in his head. You know, you don't forget that for sure. I'm saying it's been really a traumatic experience overall for Sam. And surprisingly, he holds up really well, I think, honestly. Oh, you think so, Sam? He thinks I'm getting, hacked by ET or something, stalling my feed. Well, we know it's happened in the past. There's been another time I was live, and my battery and my phone, I had a charge on my battery, and it just tanked. Like any charge I had on my phone and my battery just died. Right, I know. He said he's trying to remain sane. I bet. It's got to be too much, though, for a lot of the time. Like, how do you just live a normal life and just, go about your business and not think about it? Oh my gosh. And then you got to think about, well, is there going to be a cataclysm? And if so, where? And things like that. That's a lot to think about. Look how purple it's looking over here. I just want to note that it's really purple, isn't it? Honestly, I can't see it that much by eye, but on my phone I can tell. And we can still see Attu really good. It's been that way. Those lines, yeah. Had to get some chapstick. Okay, those lines have been there since I started the show. Because I was pointing them out right when I first got started. They haven't moved in an hour. That's what I'm saying. Normal clouds wouldn't, never do that in the first place. But anyway. I haven't seen a normal cloud today. Maybe they're out here, but to me it all looks like solar system things. Asteroids, planets, moons, Like most of what we see every day all around the world are clouds from these other planets. That's one thing I say more often than anything else is, sorry, I got sidetracked, but how these other planets have clouds too, you see? And I'm sure that's not the first thing people would think about, that all planets have clouds. Let's just start there. Like all planets have clouds. That might be the best way. And then, each one, their clouds look different. That's how we can see and identify what we're seeing. That, and of course, the drawings from Sam, if we didn't know their location, we wouldn't know their locations without his drawings. To even start with, understanding, when I always see a band, it's simplicity, stuff like that. It's definitely glowing still. What time is it? It is almost 6 p.m. See, I was home a few days ago at 6 and it was dark. So it's already lighter later, noticeably. Yeah, okay. That's wait. Is that Attu's moon? I think so. I have never been that perplexed on where Attu's moon is until tonight, until this show. It's like I can always figure out, that lead object. Those are my staples. I gotta find them first. Exactly, Sam. I was mentioning that yesterday on TikTok, as well as the importance of you guys telling people, because it's not going to just appear in the newspaper and the magazines and, media. And it's like, this is the only way it's going to travel is word of mouth. Telling your friends, you just got to look into this and this and that, worth a shot. I mean, I'm telling people at the checkout stand, the Uber drivers, I've laid it out a few times on people. Just, I love that curve right there too. You can see it well. Exactly. I know, Sam. He says, we are not wrong. We are not wrong. Definitely. I know it because of the drawings. I mean, to me, that holds all of this together. It's those drawings. I mean, they're like that important to what's this is all about. Because anybody can say anything, you know, but those drawings that are created before, in advance, before sightings even start to occur. Wow. That's cool. Look how green that is, green and purple. But yeah, it's the drawings. I'm blown away by how accurate they are, because you all know I've made into the thousands of comparisons now, and it's always just lines right up, you know, with photographs. For those that don't know, I started in 2020 taking Sam's drawings and lining them up with photographs that people were sharing in our groups on Facebook, just to compare. You know, I just wanted to see, you know, what was similar, and by doing that, it opened my eyes dramatically, because I could really then see, you know, how accurate they actually are, versus, you know, looking back and forth at the picture that I'm drawing. Something about lining them up helped me, and I know many others. So there's that. Our own little work of science, I guess you would say. And isn't that cool? I mean, we're just everyday people. You know what I mean? I mean, I am. I think all of us are just everyday, regular people. And here we are working on the most classified, sensitive topic there is. The biggest secret. The biggest. This is the biggest. Because, like I said, it involves aliens. It would unravel every lie about gravity. That's a big one. Aliens is big. Anyway, and it just could take off from there. That's why they work so hard to keep it hidden and to suppress, you know, and counteract anything that could possibly, you know, act like this is, you know, possible situation. Yeah, I agree, Sam. I mean, I think that myself too. The biggest secret of all time. This is it. Binary solar system. It's always been there. Every 3,654 years, we cross paths with it. And that's what's happening. We're in the middle of another solar system, a bigger one. And we're just kind of getting tossed around like a beach ball. It seems like, you know, electromagnetically, that is. We're not going to crash into these planets. Just don't crash into each other. But you know, if you were to type Nibiru in YouTube or whatever, Google, the first thing that comes out is a red planet on fire crashing into the earth every time. That's not by accident. You know, they want that out there so people will think gravity's going to pull us in, and this and that. It's all conditioning. It's all programming. All of it. That's why I love the internet, but I hate the internet. I mean, I found like the best friends you could have, but I don't like where it's headed. I think a lot of us can already tell. It's not good. And then the AI and hang on. Hopefully I look decent. Hey everybody, we made it. I saw a video before I left the house. It was Elon Musk in an interview. He said by 2040 there would be 10 billion robots. Human-like robots. They will outnumber humans, and they will be about $20,000 to $25,000, and they'll be able to do anything. I don't even know what that means. What can they do? I don't know. He said anything. So I mean, that's only 15 years from now, basically. 10 billion, there'll be more robots than people. That's what they got going on. Anyway, I'm not ranting. I'm just like, that's crazy. I don't really want to see that. I don't want to go anywhere if I don't want to be there for that either. I don't like it. Why robots? I would see aliens, trying to move in on us before a robot. Anyway, let's get through 2026. He sent me some pictures. I can't see them, unfortunately, but I'll save them for Saturday. We'll all see them. We'll talk about it. That's what we do. Every Saturday, 3 o'clock Central. That's our time to hang out. Let's see what this guy looks like. See? Still glowing. Yeah. I know, Sam told me, I didn't think about that, but he told me another time as I was walking home, he's like, I could see the planets over your shoulder. I could see that, yeah. I could imagine. Anyway. Sorry, I was trying to, I don't know why I can't see the chat. If anybody is saying anything, I can't see it. It's not popping up. If anybody's out there, I don't know. I know Sam's there, so. Anyway. People do not know what we are seeing. Decade. Yes. Right. I agree. I totally get it. I'm always like racking my brain, like, well, what can we do next? But man, it's just hard to get out there. Like, there is so much. Even when I do post like things on TikTok and stuff, I haven't had a big hit video in a good long time. Just saying. I feel like we're definitely being censored for sure. I mean, you all remember a week or two ago, Facebook had my account blocked from Sam. They unfriended me with Sam and blocked my account as if I blocked him. Because I had to unblock him to fix it. And, of course I wouldn't block him, right? Anyway, so that happened. That's probably one of them. Oh, and then my brother sent me a screenshot. He saw one of my videos on TikTok. And you know how you scroll through TikTok? Well, it showed a picture of my video saying, you just watched this video. Do you know this person personally? Do you know them? Is what it asked. And it said yes or no. And it freaked him out, actually, and he didn't answer it. But TikTok was asking him if he knew me, this channel. That's pretty nosy, isn't it? So, that happened. I feel bad if anybody's saying I can't see the chat at all. Not at all. It's awkward. I was seeing that's a kitty cat, Diana. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off of here, make sure all the kitty cats are in order and stuff like that. I know I got my little stray kitties out back ready to eat, so they're wondering where I'm at. So I heard, anyway. All right, guys, I gotta head out of here. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you, Sam. Thanks for watching with us, and he said he loved it. Well, I appreciate that. I really do. So, I'll do it every chance I get. So, and we're going to plan a show. I can't say it's going to be a certain repetition just yet, but we're going to do a show, just me and Sam, and we're going to talk about the facts. It's serious talk. So, okay, guys, we'll be working on that. Otherwise, I'll see you all Saturday, unless the sky does something great. I'll be back. Okay. All right. Y'all take care. Have a good rest of your evening. If I can hop off here. Bye-bye, everybody.